Welcome to the Petersens Deep Dive into Rolls Royce. Born in 1863 to a family in the flour milling business, Henry Royce was already a well-established electric and mechanical engineer when his fascination turned to automobiles late in the 19th century. Reacting to his dissatisfaction with the poor performance and even worse reliability of his own automobile, a French de Coeville, Royce eventually embarked on building a car of his own design, which he created from scratch in Manchester, England. Fully 14 years Royce's junior, the aristocratic Charles S. Rolls was born in 1877 and was an accomplished entrepreneur and mechanical engineer. In 1903, Charles Rolls broke the land speed record going a blistering 83 miles per hour, driving a 30-horsepower Morse, earning him the nickname Dirty Rolls. This record was never acknowledged, but this didn't discourage Rolls, who continued his motoring journey and began importing French-built automobiles. Their first meeting took place on May 4, 1904, at a British Royal Automobile Club gathering at the Midland Hotel in Manchester, England, and it didn't take long for them to realize that they had the same ambition: to provide England with a domestic car to be proud of.
James? For England.
For England, Alec.
Royce almost immediately agreed to join forces with Rolls, whose first action was to take Royce's car back to London to show it to his business partner, Claude Johnson. The pair agreed that the mechanically minded Royce did indeed have the engineering talent to take on the motorized world. An unsung hero in the story, Claude Johnson later affectionately became known as the hyphen in Rolls-Royce for the kind of behind-the-scenes organizational work he did even before the company was formed. In early December 1904, the first Rolls-Royce, a two-cylinder model, went on display at the Paris Salon in France. It was very well received by the public, and 2 days before Christmas, a historic agreement was signed for C.S. Rolls & Co. to have exclusive rights to sell the car in Britain under the understanding that the new marque should henceforth be known by the name Rolls-Royce. Soon after series production began, the Rolls-Royce model range came to consist of 2, 3, 4, and 6-cylinder vehicles, in addition to prototypes of one of the world's first V8-powered cars. It was an odd mix of offerings, but nothing unusual during the formative years of the internal combustion engine. Although considered successful for their time, none of the models were up to Henry Royce's rapidly increasing standards for performance and reliability, and all were abandoned after 1906, so that he could concentrate production on a new design that ultimately becomes one of the most highly regarded cars of the early 20th century, the 40/50. Never officially called the Silver Ghost by the manufacturer, the 40/50 came by its informal designation thanks to one especially well-appointed, silver-plated, and well-publicized early model, made for none other than Claude Johnson. Thanks, Claude. Its large 6-cylinder engine proved to be the perfect complement to its well-engineered chassis, and the superiority of the car's design was proven beyond doubt when it was driven in a 15,000-mile non-stop reliability test without incident. That achievement prompted one reporter to announce that Rolls-Royce was the best car in the world, a claim that they were only too happy to embrace. Following this claim, sculptor Charles Sykes designs the trademark Spirit of Ecstasy, based on the iconic actress Eleanor Thornton. The Spirit of Ecstasy encapsulated the pursuit of personal liberty and still stands on all Rolls-Royces to this day. But Charles Rolls would never see the success of the venture that bore his name, dying in an aviation accident in 1910. Henry Royce persevered despite the loss of his partner and friend, and the views about the quality that they had shared grew ever stronger. He distilled his own beliefs about building cars with the now famous phrase, "The quality remains long after the price is forgotten," words that came to characterize the philosophy that guided the company. Buyers must have agreed with Royce's thinking, because the 40/50 Silver Ghost became so well regarded that it was in production for 22 years before being replaced by the Phantom 1. Recognizing the advantages of having a chic sporting model to supplement its luxury lineup, Rolls-Royce acquired the renowned but financially troubled Bentley Marque in 1931, and 4 years later debuted the magnificent V12-powered Phantom 3, the last model that Henry Royce was involved with before his death in April of 1933. A completely foreign concept today, but not unusual for luxury car manufacturers of the era. The Rolls-Royce factory produced only the car's rolling chassis. It was then up to each buyer to contract with a coach builder to construct a body for the car. This practice continued for all Rolls-Royce models until vehicle production was suspended in 1939 at the start of World War II. During the war, most of the Royal Air Force planes were powered by Rolls Royce Merlin engines. This included the famous Spitfire and Hawker Hurricanes that dominated the skies during World War II. When production resumed in 1946, Rolls-Royce found itself facing a new market that would force it to adopt entirely new production methods to remain viable. To learn more about these methods and to continue our journey with Rolls-Royce, make sure to like, comment, and hit subscribe, and tune in to part 2.